You'd think in 2024, with streaming independent platforms and social media giving artists more control, record labels would stop exploiting talent, right? Wrong. The 360 deal, one of the most controversial contracts in the music industry, is still trapping artists in ways you wouldn't believe. Labels have evolved, but so have their tactics. From owning a cut of everything you do to locking you into lifelong financial handcuffs, these deals are worse than ever. Today, we're exposing the shocking truth about 360 deals in 2024 and why artists are still getting played, literally. The promise versus the reality of 360 deals. Back in the day, artists signed record deals to get their music out to the world. But the rise of 360 deals changed the game. Labels saw that artists were making money from more than just music, merch, touring, endorsements. So they decided they wanted a piece of everything. At first, it sounded like a fair trade. The label would invest in the artist's entire career, not just their albums. But in 2024, artists are still realizing that these deals are designed to keep them trapped in an exploitative cycle where the label takes more than they ever give back. How labels take a cut from everything. A traditional record deal meant the label primarily made money from music sales, while artists kept revenue from touring, merchandise, and sponsorships. But with 360 deals, labels now take a cut from nearly every income source an artist has. Touring revenue is no longer just for the artist. Labels now claim a percentage of every ticket sold. Merch sales, including t-shirts, hoodies, and posters, also get sliced up, with the label taking a cut. Even lucrative brand deals and sponsorships, like a major endorsement from Nike or Pepsi, are no longer solely the artist's payday. The label gets a piece of that too. Social media and YouTube monetization are also fair game under a 360 deal. If an artist's music video racks up millions of views, the ad revenue isn't theirs alone. The label takes a portion. The result? Even artists selling out arenas and raking in streams often walk away with far less than expected. While labels justify these deals as investments in an artist's career, they often leave musicians with minimal control over their earnings. For many, a 360 deal is less about partnership and more about exploitation in the modern music industry. The advance trap, the debt you can't escape. Labels love to talk about the massive advances they offer artists. It sounds great at first. Who wouldn't want a 6- or 7-figure check just for signing a deal? But here's the catch. That money isn't free, it's a loan. Everything you do after signing, every album, every show, every brand deal, is about paying back that loan before you even start making money for yourself. And because of the way contracts are structured, most artists never fully recoup, meaning they stay in debt to the label for years, sometimes even decades. Streaming royalties, a modern nightmare. You'd think streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music would make it easier for artists to earn. But guess what? Labels control the payouts. While an artist might make pennies per stream, labels take a lion's share of those earnings. Worse yet, because of 360 deals, artists can't even rely on outside income to make up for the lack of streaming revenue. The legal loopholes that keep artists stuck. Walking away from a bad 360 deal isn't as simple as it sounds. These contracts are packed with hidden clauses that trap artists for years. One major issue is contract extensions. If an artist doesn't meet specific album quotas or performance requirements, the label can keep them locked in indefinitely. What should have been a short deal can drag on for years. Creative freedom is also severely restricted. If an artist wants to release independent music, they're out of luck. The label owns their output and controls what gets released. Even trying to exit early comes with a heavy price. Labels impose massive buyout fees and penalties, making it nearly impossible for artists to leave without financial ruin. Ultimately, 360 deals keep artists stuck, limiting both their careers and their earnings. Independent success versus label control. With social media and digital distribution, artists have more power than ever to go independent. Platforms like TikTok and YouTube have helped break artists without the need for major labels. But here's the problem. Labels are still dangling big money in front of new artists who might not know better. They promise worldwide fame, radio play, and industry connections. And once an artist signs, it's nearly impossible to break free. Real-life examples, artists fighting back. We've seen artists like Kanye West, Taylor Swift, and Megan Thee Stallion speak out about the unfair nature of their contracts. Taylor even had to re-record her albums just to own her own music. Megan had to sue her label just to get the right to release new projects. If even massive stars struggle with these contracts, imagine what happens to smaller artists. How artists can protect themselves. The best way for artists to avoid getting trapped in a 360 deal. Education. Understanding the business side of the music industry is just as crucial as making great music. First, artists must read the fine print. Contracts are filled with legal jargon and hidden clauses that can lock them in for years. Always have an entertainment lawyer review any deal before signing. Never rely on a label's word alone. Next, negotiation is key. Labels often present deals as non-negotiable, but that's rarely true. Artists should push back on unfair revenue splits, restrictive contract lengths, and harsh exit clauses. The goal is to secure a deal that works for both sides, not just the label. Finally, going independent is more viable than ever. In 2024, artists can build their careers through social media, streaming platforms, and direct fan engagement without a label taking a massive cut. While it requires more effort, independence means greater control over music, earnings, and career direction. Knowledge is power. Understanding these strategies helps artists protect their work and their financial future. The industry needs change. 360 deals were supposed to be a way for labels and artists to succeed together. But in reality, they keep musicians locked in unfair contracts with little room for financial freedom. As more artists speak out, we can only hope the industry evolves. Until then, the best defense is knowledge. Because once you sign on the dotted line, getting out isn't easy. The sad truth: many artists sign these deals thinking they're securing their future, only to realize they've handed over everything: music, merch, tours, even their brand, to the label. The industry may have changed, but exploitation hasn't. So the next time you see your favorite artist blowing up, ask yourself, are they thriving, or are they just another name on a label's balance sheet? If you found this breakdown eye-opening, hit that like button, subscribe for more music industry truths, and drop a comment. Should artists even sign record deals in 2024? Let's talk about it.